Good evening and welcome to the KSFA Super Division. Here we have a blockbuster encounter for you. It is Kickstart taking on Roots in what promises to be an exciting encounter. The stakes are so high, you just cannot believe the impact a defeat could have today on either side. Such are the stakes now. Especially one side cannot afford any more slip ups in this tournament. They are on the brink of a historic first title. And of course, we're talking about Kickstart FC, sat firmly as league leaders, 15 games played, 13 victories to their name, just a two draws, undefeated, the only undefeated team in the tournament, 41 points, five clear of Bengaluru United with 3 games to go. A victory today would pretty much seal their championship, would pretty much seal their title. They need to stay patient. They're not there yet. They will eventually get there once this game gets done and dusted with a positive result. And in the opposite corner are Roots, not the best of the season, sat in 14th. Just 4 wins and 4 draws for them. One final team huddle before we get underway. And now, without further ado, we are ready to get going in this encounter. Kickstart. A lot riding. This is what it takes to become the champions. And we're underway, attacking from left to right of your screen. In green and white stripes are Kickstart FC, and attacking from right to left of your screen. In yellow and blue are Roots. A huge game of football for Kickstart, especially given the club's history on the brink of winning the title. A victory, let me remind you again, will take them to 44 points, which will be 8 clear of FC Bengaluru United, which means they only need one more point to secure the league title in the next 2 games, assuming Bengaluru United win all 3 of their games. A defeat will certainly spark more than an interest from their opponents. A draw will certainly leave the door open, but still, it will be a Herculean task for Bengaluru United heading into the final 2 match days. So at the moment, everything they have their own fortune in their own hands. Can Kickstart rise up to this opportunity? Patient start from Kickstart. They're in no hurry. The centre backs getting a feel of the ball. Look how deep they're sat within their own area. Kickstart has got 35 goals in the tournament, one of the top 3 goal scoring sides. And they have an imperious defensive record as well, conceding just 7 times in 15 games played. And at the heart of it all is their skipper, Karthik Subramanian, the man on the ball now, demanding possession, making things happen for his side. And now look at the long switch out of nowhere. The striker was able to win the flick on, but it will only go for the goalkeeper. Chance for Roots to test how deep their foundations are with this. Give the ball straight to the opposition goalkeeper. Now, the winger winning the knock on while Roots keep possession through the middle, trying to knock it towards the striker, but there he is, the skipper of Kickstart, sweeping up every loose ball, every loose touch that gets in his way. And look at him orchestrate the play from the center of the pitch, like a true leader he is. The benefit of almost winning all your games is that every player knows the system inside out, knows their roles. There is never a bit of rush or hurry. And look at the quality of the diagonal. The winger is in here, twisting and turning, waiting for support. Sends it towards the middle. It will be a tough shot, but look at his tricky feet. Finally, the defense gets something to get it away momentarily. Kickstart have a chance to reload again. Now there goes the cross into the middle. Just well repelled. Another searching ball. Did the defender get a head on it? We await the linesman, and according to him, yes is the answer. As we have a first set piece of the day, first corner for Kickstart FC. Now, corner taken shortly. How many times have they done this on the training ground? Once again, it goes back towards the right winger. The delicate cross has too much power on it. Kept alive on the left side. Shopping onto his right foot, has no room to take a shot. And for some reason, Kickstart have given up an attacking set piece and have gone to rest. Chance creation, the long ball, the goalkeeper is the favorite and will pick it up without any difficulties. Roots playing themselves into trouble, giving the ball away for fun. The defense is doing well to win the ball, but the next part is just not being complemented well enough. As Kickstart come at them again. Decent link up play on the edge of the box. Slip through on the right. The player goes down, appeals for penalty. But the referee waves them away. He saw exactly what he needed to see before taking the right decision. Better from Roots. I thought they were going to get caught up again, but a couple of decent touches later, they have control of the ball in their own half. Another searching long ball. Well, long balls have been their tactical weapon this season. They have used it plenty of times to use their strikers Rakesh into those channels and force defenders to take a call. But on this occasion, it's going to be a goal kick and nothing else. Out wide on the right wing. And the defense finally steps up higher as they look to lay siege to the Roots goal. Smart turn, but incredibly, the player lost track of the ball. The defender's tackle allows him to retrieve it again. He's enjoying plenty of time and freedom, with width being supplied by the fullback. The winger is having the time of his life. Once again, trying to slip in the skipper who made a run to the right channel, but the defense just had enough there. This time the cross headed downwards, tried to bring another forward in, but Roots have a real chance of breaking with pace now. Support arriving on the far side, but the midfielder had the urge to hit that ball first time towards the middle, ends up awfully overhitting that shot. Absolutely no substance in that though. To deliver a solid blow. To compete against three the striped ones, but at the end of it all is a foul. It's a great shooting opportunity. It's a real position of promise. This for being tested so far in the opening 12 and a half minutes. And I'm sure with this shot, something will change. Any opportunities, look at the number of. You can never, there is always an opening beneath. There is the shot, but no, says the referee. It is a goal kick at the end of it. A decent attempt nonetheless, not a million miles away. Had the goalkeeper a positive 40 forward for Roots. as we go along, but the committee discussed striking them, allowing Kickstart to have a positive motion of ball again. Here's the skipper with the steal in the middle of the park again, but he just cannot find his bearings to find a teammate. Another free kick. This time, they're trying a different approach. This will not be about a shot. It's too far to think about a shot as well. This one should be about trying to get a cross in to bring the others into play. The goalkeeper comes out, dangerously drops it, but again makes a safe claim. Roots fans had their hearts in their mouths for a minute before realizing that their keeper is the favorite to get on the end of it. That's a cracking interception. Great technique to trap the ball in the middle of the air and then find his teammate. Now, Kickstart have a spring in their stride. Now, talking about throw ins, well, this is a free kick on the far side. On the left wing, now just a two-man wall. They've had a couple of decent opportunities, a set piece. How are they going to utilize this? Decent height on it towards the far post, but way too much power. And yet again, Kickstart are not utilizing their set pieces to the fullest, one can say. And when they get forward, they're not exactly setting the world on fire as well, giving the ball away cheaply. Kickstart not having to work hard to win the ball better, and find that all important go ahead goal. Start. Now, yet another outswinging corner, driven towards the edge of the box. The same result yet again, but this time can Roach take it clinically? You can see, you can look at the disappointment of the winger's face. He wanted it a bit slower to take it into his stride. Bit of rustiness from both sides, if we're being honest. Kickstart showing superiority, yes, but they're unable to show the clinical edge. But here could be one such movement. Cross towards the far post. Once again, no runner on the end of it. But how about that turn, leaving the defenders in his wake? And a decent cross, you have to say. There have to be runners at that far post. Here is the danger man, yet again showing tricky feet. But for the third or fourth time, we have seen him run into a traffic wall of yellow and blue shots. No way past that, eh? Once again, last ditch defending, saving the day for Roots. How long can they hang on like this? If they keep giving the ball away, they have no one else to blame except themselves. More width on the left. Options as well. But look at the defenders patiently tracking the movement on the edge of the box, trying to get a shot away. The goalkeeper probably had it covered. He was just guiding the ball out as it trickles out for a goal kick. Roots with slow build up from the back, and that will not yield them any rewards as Kickstart retain possession so simply. From the goal kick of Roots to a turnover for Kickstart. It has been the trend of the first half so far. As we enter the second quarter, now that's a clever disguise pass. Half a second to get the shot away, blocked, and the goalkeeper is lucky to keep it in play. Now, kudos to Roots for trying it again, but can they have some success? No is the answer. This is becoming naive from the men in yellow and blue, giving the ball away for fun. This time, another cross headed clear by the defense. Could you bank on your defense to do that for the rest of the 19 minutes? Because that's exactly what's been happening in the opening 25. Roots absolutely unable to keep the ball. Somehow, luckily, he has the ball trapped at his feet. Good passing combination. This is more of what we'd like to see from Roots, taking the fight to the opposition. But ultimately, it ends with a throw in for them deeper in their own half, thanks to an unwavering clearance from the defender. A desperate tackle to bring him down, but he's not so easily shaken off the ball easy. Down the left this time. And one thing you can really appreciate them for is the hunger to defend in units. Every time a winger has ball is being surrounded by four players, the entire forward line coming back to defend, and the midfield staying compact as ever. A little moment to relax, a mini kind of halftime team talk for the managers. The cooling break, even in the winter, the soaring temperatures of Bengaluru makes dehydration a little too real, doesn't it? As things stand, I think Kickstart will be happy. They haven't created major opportunities, yes, but they have controlled this game. Except from the odd break from Roots, there has been nothing for the opposition. It's a matter of staying more calm and finding the finish there. An injury concern immediately back from the break. Now, these sort of cooling breaks have to have an insane impact on the game. You'd not believe it. But once the players come back from the cooling break, their concentration will be shifted. They will be slow to restart again, and there will be plenty of chances for the attacking side to grab a goal. We have seen it plenty of times before, but today there is no such scope for our opener today. Across from much outside, the defenders colliding into one another, and that will be a corner, says the referee. Now the skipper takes it shot once again. And the second delivery that was a bit chipped towards the box with the hope of finding someone, is cleared by the first man. The first rule of any set piece is to be the first man standing in the way, and the captain of Kickstart has just failed to do that. Roots attempting to counter, but nipped in the bud mercilessly by Kickstart. Now trying to play the cute ground passes to break the stubborn defense. You can look at the number of bodies. Roots are absolutely taking no chances against the league leaders. If you give them an inch of space, they will make you pay. That is what Roots have come to town to do with. Not give them any sort of space, but from this distance, there was bound to be some space, but not the best effort in the world to beat the goalkeeper. The defender will be happy to guide the ball out. Again, the traffic on the edge of the box is just becoming too much for Kickstart to deal with. They have to show some fresh ideas. The defense screening it enough. Positive movement for Roots down the left. Look at the defender closing the winger down with physicality, using his hands, but he cannot win the ball for his side. Pop from outside will be easily blocked. And Roots have a free kick at the end of it. A very positive ordeal for them, you have to say. Given how short lived their attacks are, they managed to keep the ball alive, go at the opponents again, and this time, not so much of a better position, but it is something they will take. They decide to take it short from the right wing, and the cross that will win a throw in right at the very edge. Well, And now, here we get a chance to look at one of the longest throw ins at some decent height, but a push in the box, a very tame way to end a promising attack. The defender will gladly take any sort of contact to go down to the ground. It's upon the players to not give away any silly fouls. That's just poor, you have to say. The defender trying to step out of the pressure, but inevitably gives the ball away to the opposition. And now on the right flank, seeks support from the skipper. He's a good crosser of the ball, sends one in. The striker cannot direct it towards the goal. Well, there was no one behind. I thought he could have just let it run for a goal kick. But perhaps there was a touch of the defender that we didn't see from up here. Look at the dogfight going on towards that near side of your screen. Both players not giving an inch, not taking an inch. Despite the difficulties, they get up and keep going. The shot did it strike the crossbar, but the rebound is way off target. Well, almost there, wasn't it, for Kickstart? Out of absolutely nothing. I never thought that shot of all would trouble the goalkeeper today. It's the same old story for Roots. Cannot keep the ball in play. Yet another cross. Too many bodies in the box. And there is the opener. It will pay off this time. The green shirts started pouring forward, smelled blood, and they do make it count. The entire day they've crossed and crossed to no success. But in the 42nd minute, there is nothing stopping the league leaders and the champions to be from getting the go ahead goal. That has been worth it. They've been patient. They've tried the same thing. They've tried crossing from the left, from the right. Roots have packed the box with so many bodies, but you can only defend so well for so long. Something has got to give. And now their lead has appeared at the right time for Kickstart as we head into the tunnel. It's a glorious opportunity for them. Well, that pass, he expected his teammate to be there, but Kickstart capitalized on that mistake. Root still cannot clear their lines. There goes the searching cross. Too much swirl on it. The goalkeeper is the favorite for that. Look at the tricky feet and the persistence to find that pass. Can he go for goal from distance? Seeks a cross. When the crosses are working, why not pepper the opposition's goal with some more, says Kickstart. Karthik Subramanian not wide. Look at the swagger with which they are playing right now. The passes are flying off the players' feet. Roots have done incredibly well to get a foothold on the ball as well. Trying to trick a couple of players, but no nonsense defending that from Kickstart. In the final minute of normal time, we'll find out how many minutes of added time we'll have. I don't think it'll be beyond the 2 minute mark. 1 minute, of course, for the cooling break. Not many injuries, not many stoppages. This has been a clean game that has flown from one end to other. Particularly, we have spent most of the time in Roots half, thanks to Kickstart's excellent domination that yielded them a goal, and now here they are on the ball. All the way back to the goalkeeper. The league leaders opting to play it safe. Second place. Pressure on the goalkeeper to go for a first time clearance. He does deliver it. Roots looking to end the half on a high as we enter the second of our three added minutes. That occasion will be an easy cross for the goalkeeper, who tends to waste some time by taunting the opposition player into his box before picking it up casually. You can credit Kickstart for this. They have been so comfortable with passes between the lines. Look at the fluidity in their system. A winger drifts central, and the central midfield appeals wide. Can never know whom to mark. Meanwhile, here's a great opportunity. That's a decent first touch, but it's a one that took him nowhere as well. That's a long switch. Needs a great first touch to keep it in, and that is what exactly the winger has provided. Excellent stuff from Kickstart. Evidently showing why they are the favorites to win the league this edition. Now, if it was not evident any sooner, it is pretty much now. Kickstart are playing for a 1-0 lead going into the halftime. Could be more. A chance to shoot from outside. Makes a better angle for himself, but ends up putting too much power on it. Ends up going on top of the ball rather than hitting it sweetly at the bottom of it. Perhaps the keeper had it covered. He didn't even flinch for a moment as the ball rose high. Waiting for the final acknowledgement from the referee as we approach the 49th minute beyond the given 48 minutes time. Roots goalkeeper under pressure. Well, almost that was just a whisker away from the opposition man. They could have been in so much trouble had he gotten caught there. There are some decent moments. Look at this excellent set, excellent one-touch football from Roots. But sadly, that leads to nowhere as the referee brings the first half to a close. It is the league leaders who took the lead in the 42nd minute. It has been a long time coming. They've slowly built up towards that moment, peppered the goal with crosses from right and left, and one such cross was converted in the 42nd minute amidst heavy traffic in Roots area. At halftime, it is Kickstart FC 1, Roots FC nil. 15 minutes later, welcome back to the action from the Super Division League. Well, if you take all the nuances, all the passes away from this game, it's still a one goal game. So there is hope for either side. There is hope for Roots. Yes, they are struggling. Yes, they haven't created anything of note. But in a game of one goal margin, anything can swing in a second. So the first priority of Kickstart would be to double their advantage in the second half, whereas Roots would be looking to get an equalizer perhaps before the 60th minute, and that is a false kickoff. Look at the eagerness of the player to get there. Anyways, we're underway, attacking from left to right of your screen and chasing the game desperately in blue and yellow. Our Roots and attacking from right to left of your screen in green, white, and green stripes. A Kickstart, the champions elect, we might just call them. I think Roots, just before halftime, we saw one of the best sequences they played at the entire tournament. The one touch passing move, they were so good at it, confident, knowing where each other are. It's all about producing that kind of football again without mistakes at the back, obviously. The first goal had a huge helping hand from the goalkeeper. They're allowed to avoid mistakes and then build on with some positive momentum. A more direct approach from Roots. But again, these are the kind of mistakes they would love to avoid. Giving the ball away under no pressure, and it could be so costly. The striker running through on goal, but the referee finds an infringement, perhaps an elbow on the back of the defender. Kickstart, they have the lead. They will not be glad with a one goal advantage. We've rarely seen them win 1-0 this season. So many goals, so many games. They've scored 2, 3, and more. So expect them to have another goal or two in them. Now a break in progress. Need a decent pass out towards the right wing. They do keep it alive. Cuts in the striker using his physicality to keep the ball with the bullish brute force from the centre back, winning the ball so casually for Kickstart. The visible improvement in routes is evident. Here is a box entry for them. The cutback misses everyone. Well, literally everyone, as the ball safely travels outside the box before being fetched by Kickstart's defenders. That was a great chance, great promising chance for Roots, you have to say. They'd love to take some inspiration from that and try more of the same. The play going down, no doubts in that. Free kick, says the referee. The skipper, with a goal to his name already, leading from the front. He has a break to defend now, marshalling his troops. That is disappointing for Roots. They're unable to stitch some momentum together. But that has been the problem for them. Glimpses here and there, attacking flashes, but nothing consistent. Look at that, so risky on the edge of the box. The goalkeeper came out and made sure he got that there. The leaders taking it slowly. Now a tussle. Both sets of players going heatedly for that. And the physio and the medic being called onto the pitch. Not the most pleasant sight in football. It is a risky situation. Let's hope that the player is fine. The brainchild of the Karnataka State Football Association. This league is such a blessing to the players. What an opportunity this is to showcase their talents, to play on the best of the stages. We've seen a free kick not go a million miles away in the first half. The second half, can they do any better? But no is the answer. Roots get a lifeline yet again. They are still hanging in the game. 10 minutes into the second half. That's a delicate one, but it is obviously a foul. The winger trying to claim his innocence had his hands up immediately. Now look at the sheer pace they've got. Options on the right, but well, it was a great chance on the right there. Can he go for goal? The opposition just trying to slow the pace of the game. And Kickstart are succeeding in keeping Roots at an arm's length away. There goes the whipped cross, but the goalkeeper is the favorite for it. A safe catch from him. The build-up pattern has been the same from Roots, but the style hasn't changed, but the quality of the game has certainly changed. In the first half, they've struggled to even pass successfully to their teammates in their own half. But in the second half, we have seen something change there. The players are finding their passes more naturally, they're driving out of their own half. And now this cross needed some clearance from the opposition. Have they overcommitted here? Scope for a break. That's a desperate lunge, but unable to get him down as Kickstart gather some momentum. The cross goes through on the ground, and that must be 2-0. How is it not 2-0? Straight at the goalkeeper. Could you believe it? Well, anywhere to the goalkeeper's right or left, and that was a goal. He hit it at the only spot he wasn't supposed to. That is the kind of threat the league leaders possess. Even when they're not on the front foot, they can change the games in an instant. Such is their quality. But you'd expect them to go two ahead there. From this attacking free kick, can Roots get something now? Plenty of delay there. That was way too much towards the outside edge of the box. Chaos in the box. The goalkeeper doing well. Appeals, a half-hearted appeals for the penalty, I have to say. Delicate touch, but the cross is very rash there. I think he's upset with himself. Lost bearings. Tried to give it a lot of power. Kickstart almost had a chance to make it two there and kill the competition. Another injury crisis. This time the player quickly up on his feet. No need for the physio to take care. The free kick. The goalkeeper with an almighty leap before watching it cleanly. Now that's a heavy touch from the defender. I think he was unaware of pressure coming in from behind. That is how you make a meal out of a situation. Received the ball under no pressure, gave a heavy touch, and then forced to pass it out of play from a simple pass down the line. Much confident from the goalkeeper, not like the first time where he flapped hands and sent the ball into his own net. This time a shot with venom, but not a shot with much direction on it. Final quarter of the game. Still no changes to the scoreline. Kickstart will be happy but not mightily impressed because just it's a 1 goal lead. Anyway, as things stand, heading 8 points clear at the top of the table. Another free kick. This is as good as a cross coming in from the right wing. Can he put it on the mark? The goalkeeper is the favorite. Now it'd be regretting leaving that one odd chance in. It could have been a pretty even contest had the first goal not gone in. Space, something that was rarely afforded to Roots today. The cross, the striker tried to keep the header in check, but he could only leave it for the right flank, and the goalkeeper makes an outstanding claim under pressure. He had absolutely no room for error there. He was being pressed from behind by the opposition, and even his own teammates were in his path. But he never showed a moment of doubt. Roots have possession. You can see they're trying to increase the tempo of the game. They realize that they're running out of time. Going long hasn't been one of the best works, but here they are trying the 1-2 before going down the left wing. Once again, sending the ball in, the defense reading it to perfection. The skipper of Kickstart charging out to win the ball. He's beaten for pace. toiling so hard to keep the ball. Kickstart's defenders, well disciplined, closing down the passing lanes, not afraid to use their physicality, but that's a smart turn. Leaving two for dead, but the pass at the end of it, absolutely letting him down. Chop past two men. There was no chemistry between the striker and the midfielder. He wanted the run to be made there, but the striker was floating in another stratosphere. Now, how the tide has turned. Roots are winning the ball as soon as they're losing it. Cannot be quantified as a foul, but that is another piece of ridiculous defending from Kickstart to win the ball back so easily. I'm not proud about this one as they gave the ball away. Root still pushing on. Too much height on this cross, though. Try to chip it instead of giving it a real whip to hurt the opposition. The skipper sending a safe back pass towards his midfield Marshall, who finds a gun pass towards the right wing. Some great footwork at the end of it all. Tackle to deny him and present a corner. to Kickstart. Now, after the injury troubles have subsided, we're finally ready to get along with the action. And now, swinging corner, this is going to be. I think there'll be a huge chunk of added time in the second half. I think with every passing minute, Kickstart would be growing more and more confident of getting their hands on the title. Any slip up from Bengaluru United FC tomorrow, and they will be the champions. What a great occasion it is. And in the meanwhile, we have a yellow card for a rash tackle. Have rules given up on this game? This is still a one goal game, but it looks like the gulf in class between two teams is just too much to bridge. They have shown great moments, great sparks, a few dangerous crosses, perfect cutbacks, but none of them mattering to the grand scheme of things. Skipper's free kick. Another chance to deliver the ball. Roots on the break now. What a tackle that is to buy some more time for his side and stop the opposition's momentum. And that was such a good tackle as well. Change of hands of the ball between both sides as Kickstart emerge with it. Now, what a pass that is! Well, he should have gone for goal with his first touch. They will win a corner. The defender was completely blindsided by the run taking place behind his back. Well, that was a strong foot. I was just wondering why he didn't pull the trigger the first time of asking. The extra touch there made the angle narrow. Might have been on target, but the first touch, it needed to be taken quickly after that. Shift of plans from Kickstarter and Swinger this time. They need to be smart with these set pieces. The goalkeeper is beaten. But somehow the defense scramble to clear their lines. Back all the way to the goalkeeper of Kickstart. Another great opportunity. This time again. Kickstart coming close. They are knocking on the door aggressively now to make it 2-0. Roots trying to play some intricate football in the heart of the midfield. They win a free kick now. A war of words between the players. Now that is unnecessary, trying to prevent a quick free kick being taken. The referee will certainly take note. Will he produce a card there? The goalkeeper of Kickstart has no problems claiming that. Look at the pace with which they're playing, even in the 83rd minute. That is the hunger of champions to be, to seal the result. Yes, it might have been a goal kick, but they're showing the desire to fly from end to end in a flash. The long ball trying to be acrobatic. The goalkeeper, did he just miss the ball on that occasion? He risked giving away a penalty. Well, this could have been the turning point in the game. A huge moment there, just missed by whiskers. The striker was late, the goalkeeper was early, everything was happening in that moment. The defenders just about saving the day, putting enough pressure. This time, the skipper of Kickstart, the leader who has been driving them from the front, is on the pitch with an injury. I'd like to believe pretty much that these are just game management tactics, a team trying to see out the game with a slender goal advantage. Is it truly hurting him? We'll just find out as the physio makes his way onto the pitch. Late substitutions for Kickstart, trying to give some minutes to the fringe players. Now the quest to make it two. Crosses have been the best sources of chance creation for either side, or a shot from outside the box. No intricate play around the edge of the box. Not many cutbacks, but it has always been crossing today. Now both players almost throwing hands at each other. The referee intervenes, provides a yellow card at the right moment. This is terrible outlook for Roots. They're losing the game. They might as well lose it with grace instead of trying to pick silly fights. Now, yet another free kick, which will test the goalkeeper. He comes out on top. That one jittery movement is the one that will be running on the back of his mind for a long, long time, as it appears to be the match winner for Kickstart FC on their quest towards their first league title. Root still struggling to find that crucial goal which could draw them level now. The thought of a winner is long gone by. They're playing for a draw. It hurts to lose a game 1-0. They might as well throw the players forward and probably try to lose 2-0. The referee indicating the touchlines that there might be 6 minutes of added time. Well, that is the desire. That is the kind of desire you need. These kind of games. That was a great interception, but the move going nowhere. Centre back stepping out of his line, but cannot find a simple pass towards the wing. Frustrations boiling over for Roots. You can see that from poor tackles and aggressive tackles as well. Try to play the defense splitting pass, but it will not work for him. As we enter 6 minutes of added time with the game all square. A sensational equalizer, drawing life into this game. The wild, wild reactions from Roots says it all, how much this means to them. Kickstart FC, if they cannot win the game, they're leaving the door open slightly, albeit for a comeback from Bengaluru United FC. They were well en route to taking an unassailable lead towards the end of the game. But that he's A great goal from Roots to deny them all 3 points. Now they have 4.5 minutes to find out whether they could be the champions on the next match day or do they have to wait. Well, what do we have here? 6 points clear as things stand. Bengaluru United FC have a game in hand. If they win that, it will be a 3 point difference between the sides heading into the final 2 match days of the league. And I'm sure that there is not a winner here because Kickstart do certainly have enough firepower. I think they've just taken the foot off the pedal for a bit too long. Buyout by this, Roots have a chance to complete a smash and grab. This will be one of the results of the season if they manage to pinch a winner now. Going from end to end. Here are Kickstart. Kickstart keeping possession in tighter areas. They will be kicking themselves for not taking the second goal when they had chance. And now there is a collision between the players. It has gotten fiery. You could certainly see from the reactions, from the celebrations from the Roots players after the first goal went in for them. Now, unfortunately, it's Kickstart who are chasing the win that have a man down. I'm not sure what is the complaints of the Roots players to the referee. Will certainly go beyond the 6 minute added mark. Well, look at the players buzzing around the referee's ears, telling him what to do, what not to do. He's a man of experience. He doesn't need extra mouths in his ear, though. Now the drama in the 96th minute. This could potentially decide the title race. These are the moments that could make or break seasons. To make it 2-1 in the 97th minute. It'll be the 97th minute when the kick is taken for sure. Everyone trying to play their own share of mind games. Can he be the calmest man in the house? The goalkeeper who has had a fault in him for the first goal. Can he be the hero with a late redeeming save?
बॉल तो दिख ही नहीं
to
रही।
make it 2-1 in the 97th minute for Kickstart FC. And could you believe it? Strikes the crossbar. You cannot write this. Well, in the 97th minute, did the goalkeeper get a fingertip to it? Absolutely stunning scenes here. Kickstart have just thrown away a goal lead late on in the game and have wasted a penalty in the 97th minute. I think it is the pressure of the occasion that got to him. He went for power, hit the crossbar. Well, well, well. Now just imagine adding insult to injury, Roots going the other way and getting a late winner. I think Bengaluru United FC will be the happiest watching this game. Their arch rivals drop three heading into the final two match days. You never know what pressure does to a team. And that is the full time whistle. The referee does not want to go beyond the 8 minute mark. What late drama, what late twist we have here. Kickstart, the champions elect, was supposed to go 8 points clear with the clock edging towards the 90-minute mark, but a late show from Roots grabbed them an equalizer. They, anyways, had a penalty in the 97th minute, which their player failed to convert as he hit the crossbar. The lead is now only 6 points with 3 games to go for Bangalore United FC. They will be playing soon. A win would make this a 3 point game, a 3 point league title race with 2 games to go. What a brilliant two-way fight we have. As for Roots, this is not a point that will change their lives, but it goes a long way into being one of the highlight reels of the season. It ends Kickstart 1, Roots FC 1 at the full time whistle.